Alright guys, so we are back for a new raid. So yeah, I mean the raid itself is actually, I feel like it's a bit tougher than most of the raids that we have seen thus far. The mechanic of the boss just, gets pretty nasty as you take it down. Like I want to say roughly about 30 HP left. The enemy has like absolute evasion, so most of the unit aren't going to be doing anything except like if you can stun lock it, or you can apply the unavoidable status. Otherwise, like it is going to be very hard. So as far as the team that I'm going to be going over, I am just going to say there's not a lot of decent option that I can't even showcase because it's just not going to be good. Right from the start of the battle, the enemy does do at least like a good 50%. I want to say 60% of your HP is just going to be depleted right off the bat. So bringing in a healer, it is definitely going to be a very good option. I mean, it's definitely a must. All right. Can I show units that I don't have? I can't. Because there's a lot that I don't have, and I think those are pretty good as well that you guys can probably use. So my first pick is we need something that can stop the like the absolute evasion. So for the armor unit, I feel like the O is just gonna be a must run. As unfortunate as it is, inflict at least 8 seconds, so that's good. So if your O is somewhat decently built out, where you have better evasions and whatnot, I mean you can definitely tank it a little better. So I'm definitely gonna be running that. As far as support wise, I think easy is definitely gonna be a must have just to kind of ramp up those damage, right? Definitely gonna have that. For healer wise, I mean new Gundam is probably the best one to use, or you guys can use the red engaged Gundam Awakening. That one, you can use that one as well because that one is a healer and that one is a red. So I think color wise is probably a little bit better, but I would definitely say that engaged Gundam is not going to be putting up as much damage as this new Gundam is offering. So, but I mean, you guys can definitely use that. Shouldn't be a problem. For some other option, just for you guys to brainstorm wise, GAT is good because we can deal, what is it, sustained damage right there. I mean, this one is good, but it's not like something that you need to have. But yeah, it does provide pretty good damage. Sasabi is good as well because you can actually on this one here, you can actually stun lock for like literally half a second whenever you attack. You can land a hit, so it's kind of decent. And on the EX skill, we can also stun as well. So I mean, it's kind of good. I definitely use that. But this guy here, this guy, I think it is probably going to be the main go-to. All right, because this guy, the unicorn, when you go into the awakening unicorn state, you do have absolute hits. So that is going to counter the enemy's what should we call it, the absolute evasion. So this guy, I feel like it is going to be a must run. As unfortunate as it is, like most of the roster that I'm showing you guys are limited, and I know y'all ain't gonna like it, but I would definitely say they are just not other option that I can feasibly use. So I feel like these four are kind of like a must. Whatever you decide to bring as like kind of like your fifth and sixth slot, it depends on what you want to use. It's probably, if you are trying to solo it, it's gonna take you multiple attempts. I think for me, it took roughly about 4 just runs in total. I think the first run I did half HP. Then after that, kind of went down a little bit, and then yeah, it just gradually gets a little bit tougher because of the absolute evasion. But otherwise, I mean, for standard option, I don't even know. Like, you can probably bring this guy. If you guys do have this guy max out, you can kind of squeeze in like a good 5 seconds or 6 seconds. Let me see what we're talking about at P5. I think P5 Hakashiki should be pushing like 6 seconds only. Yeah, I don't know about that. That is not the longest duration possible. But we got this guy here, a sub DPS if you want to call it. This guy's good. I am using the new raid module because this one actually, because once you hop into the battle, at least 50% of your HP is gone. So this one instantly proctors. So you instantly get 100% beam damage up. So I definitely use this one. Like, I'm just gonna use it for the example, just so you can speed run it. But other than that, my fourth option, I'm not gonna be bringing in Xeon. I do want to bring Xeon, but at the end of the day, you know what? Let's bring Xeon first, because at least for the first half of the show, I mean, we should be fine. But the latter half, I'm going to take out Xeon, because this guy's not going to be performing at his max, because we're not going to have these two at the beginning of the battle. Alright, so we're actually going in without having a lot of damage up. So I mean, that's why I don't really want to run it towards the latter half. But let's kind of start off with this team first, and then we will make proper adjustment as we kind of head down into the latter HP thresholds. Alright, so I do remember, like, when this raid was out in JP, I was actually having a very difficult time on clearing this. So if you guys do have a friend Martin Martel Awakening, I mean, definitely do grab that. It is gonna save your life for sure. So let's just rearrange this real quick. So let's do it one time speed just to show you guys what's going on. So yeah, 60% of your health is already gone. But if you guys are using like a full red element team, I mean, you are getting your 100% buff proctor already. So I mean, give or take, I mean, if you are like having a really good red element setup, I mean, it is definitely more powers to you. But for the rest of the player base, this is actually just not gonna be fun, because you're essentially, for the bombardier unit, you're losing out a good chunks of the damage right out the bat. So you do need time for new Gundam or any of your other healer to actually do something about that. So yes, problem. And did I mention already, the HP for the enemy is actually 150 million threshold? Alright, that's actually more than what we have, and the fact that it has this gimmick where you kind of want the new unit is bizarre. But look at how the RX is performing, absolutely insane. And I don't even have armor. That's the thing. I don't have the proper pilot, but we're still dashing out this amount of damage. So we are already falling below the 50% threshold. So anything more than that, I think we will start taking some damage on the oh yeah, we already lost right there. So yep. And when we come back the next rotation, I am probably going to be taking out Xeon, just because Xeon, I mean, like, it takes too much time to actually pop, to have like all the buffs active again. So I'm not gonna play that route. So gonna bring a new setup then. Alright, so let's see. So I do have to rearrange the setup, obviously. So this is gonna be bringing Sasabi for the simplicity of things, because I mean, Sasabi having this was the absolute hit for the first 18 seconds, and then applying the the stun for half a split seconds. I mean, it definitely works, right? But yeah, you guys can definitely see the true value of Unicorn now, because like most of the unit on our team are just not doing much. Alright, so that is kind of like the luxury of having that. And you guys can definitely tell, once we fall below 30% HP, the enemy does get a little bit more aggressive. Like, the O isn't really face tanking as well as it would have happened when we were above 30% threshold HP. So the O, it is becoming kind of like a burden in a way. Like, it's not really tanking as good, but there's actually no choice. I mean, I don't have another unit that can actually like give us a good long stun or apply like a long duration of an immortal status. So I mean, this is the route we have to take. So this is the second try. I think we might have to come back for a fourth try as well. I think a third try we should be fine, but if not, a fourth try is definitely going to be needed. So I'm just going to be bringing in Gats. This is going to be replacing RX, because yeah, I think we are at a point we don't really need RX like that. So I think I'm kind of good with using this team where we can just kind of do some good damage right out the bat, right? So okay, I mean, it's good, but we do need the healing actually. If we can get some healing going on, we should be fine, I think. Let's see. I do want to try one last team after this. I have not bring in Sasabi, the yellow one. I think that one could be a good potential use as well. But yeah, I mean, yeah, let's try a different setup as well. So third try is a charm, so that's good. Alright. So I think that should be it. Let's see. Alright, there you go. Alright, so that is kind of like the breakdown HP wise. Dude, that's, yeah, 150 million. Yeah, that's way too much, right? Definitely. But the rate equipment, this one is definitely pretty good. So this one is only 42. So 50% is the max. So you do get 100% on both the modules. So actually not too bad. Accuracy up and then evasion. Okay, it's pretty good setup, I guess, in a way. Oh, this one is good. Yeah, 50% right out the bat. And let's check this one. 42 as well. Alright, it's not too terrible. And yeah, that is actually a lot of HP. I don't know if that's the, no, that's not. That's only that portion we took out. But let me actually grab a new setup and then we'll see could it be a little bit better. Alright, so I didn't really change too much in terms of the overall team setup, but I did actually found a friend that has the, what is it, Morkman Mortel, the non-awakened version. So this unit actually does have an avoidable status for 5 seconds as well. So I do want to take advantage of that real quick as well. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna be bringing in the Sasabi. I don't know. I feel like Sasabi could be good in here as well, because if we can apply the unavoidable status, like this unit can actually do some pretty nasty damage, right? But overall, Sasabi does not have any good accuracy at all. I mean, it's virtually 0. But if we can make this work, I think we should be good. Let's just kind of see. Alright. Yeah, look at Sasabi already healing. So that's actually pretty good. Yeah, it's good damage overall right off the bat. So that's kind of fun. New Gundam just providing us with the constant healing is actually much needed, because we just needed all those. So I think right now we should, yep, we got our full buffs active, so that is kind of good. I think the only thing I'm concerned is that once we fall below the 50% threshold, it could be a problem. And we can definitely see Sasabi, it is kind of struggling a little bit. Oh wow, actually one shot Zeon? I mean, that's crazy, my gosh. I mean, we haven't even really reached 50% HP yet, and we got, okay, I mean, yeah, this team isn't really as good as it should have been. Kind of unfortunate, definitely. But I think we'll definitely end it right here. I mean, you guys definitely see that. I mean, this raid is definitely not something you can like. You can definitely solo it if you have like a really good setup, and even use. I mean, at that point, you must use the newest unit as well, the Mortel Awakening. But if you're not using that, I mean, like, you just like, once you hop into the match, you just hit the SOS, and hopefully you do have players that is gonna come in and just sweep things with you. But if not, I mean, you're just gonna have to do a lot of resets. So given the fact that in terms of the event mission, you do have to help other people as well, this might take a hot minute, all right? Because I think a lot of people are gonna be struggling. So it's just not like, that's not gonna go down as fast as it should have been. But I mean, other than that, that is going to be it in terms of this iteration of the raid. It's definitely a little bit tougher than what we had last time around, but I mean, you guys definitely let me know how you guys feel about this raid in general, and I will be catching you guys all on the next one.